The Unveiling, A Journey to Your Sovereign Haven by Professor S. Jones. Table of Contents. Introduction. The Call to Inner Journey. Chapter 1. Discovering the Inner Sanctuary. Chapter 2. Confronting the Frozen Heart. Chapter 3. Tools for Energetic Sovereignty. Chapter 4. Path to Pure Perception. Chapter 5. Unveiling Higher Dimensional Mechanics. Chapter 6. Grand Manifestation in Action. Chapter 7. Navigating Real World Friction. Chapter 8. Your Path to Sovereign Haven, a Practical Guide. Conclusion. Living from Your Sovereign Haven. Introduction. The Call to the Inner Journey. Have you ever felt called like you were treading water in an unseen force? Or perhaps even sinking into something akin to quicksand? A sensation of being held back or weighed down by an unseen burden. Many of us reach a point in life where the familiar paths no longer feel right, or an undercurrent of friction seems to follow us, draining our energy and dulling our spirit. We might yearn for a deeper truth, a sense of peace, or a profound connection to ourselves, yet struggle to find solid ground. This book is an invitation to journey inward, to a place where the answer to these yearnings reside. It is a story of self-discovery, not of finding something new, but of unveiling what has always been there, waiting patiently at the core of our being. It begins as many deep transformations do, with an undeniable feeling that something had to shift. A quiet whisper that there was more to life than the energy drains and subtle resistances that had become so common. Like many, I once found myself navigating a reality that felt subtly off kilter, surrounded by influences that seemed to chip away at my vitality. It was in this space that a powerful series of inner visions began to unfold, guiding me through a landscape of symbolic imagery, each revelation a key to unlocking deeper truths about myself and the very fabric of existence. What started as fragmented glimpses soon became a coherent roadmap, revealing an inner sanctuary, powerful tools of energetic sovereignty, and a profound understanding of how reality is truly shaped. This is not just my story, it is a blueprint for your own awakening. Through the symbols of a mysterious shed, a frozen heart, an ancient tool, and even a higher dimensional being made of light and dynamic energy, you will discover that the answers you seek lie within your own sovereign space. A tranquil haven that is always accessible, waiting to be fully unveiled. Join me as we explore these powerful inner landscapes and uncover the inherent mastery that resides at your core. Ready to transform your life from the inside out? Let's begin. Chapter 1. Discovering the Inner Sanctuary. In the midst of life's everyday demands and the subtle energetic drains that can pull us off balance, there exists a profound need within each of us for a true sanctuary, a place of absolute peace, restoration, and security. Not a physical place on a map, but a sacred space deep within our own being. This is the haven, a concept that became incredibly real and tangible on my journey. My initial encounter with this inner sanctuary began with a simple yet compelling vision, a shed. It wasn't a grand palace or an ethereal temple, but an unassuming structure, humble and solid. This shed represented the gateway, the accessible point of entry into deeper layers of my own consciousness. It taught me that sometimes the most profound discoveries are not in all things that shimmer in gold, but in the simplicity of turning inward towards what might initially seem ordinary. As I learned to approach this inner shed, I discovered that its entrance led not to a dusty storage space, but to something far more ancient and fundamental. It was a transition from the chaotic external world into the serene core of my own existence. This journey inward was not complicated. It was a deliberate turning of attention, an act of intentional focus that allowed the outer world to recede. And then, the true revelation within. Beyond the shed, I found myself in a dirt cave. But this was no rough cavern. This was a cave remarkably smooth. The floor, the walls, every surface was unblemished. There were no jagged rocks to hurt a foot, no sudden dips requiring me to bend or contort. It was a perfectly leveled, effortless space. This smooth dirt cave became the ultimate symbol of my pure, unblemished core, a foundational aspect of my being that remains untouched by external friction or past hardships. It showed me that beneath all the layers of experience, our deepest self is inherently perfect and whole. Within this cave, there was also an area that appeared to be a bench seat or a bed, seemingly carved out specifically for rest. This detail was profoundly comforting. It signified that this inner haven isn't just a space of purity, but one designed for ultimate rest, rejuvenation, and profound comfort. It's a place where true energetic replenishment occurs, where we can truly let go and simply be, secure from any storm. Discovering this smooth dirt cave taught me that our haven is not something that we have to build from scratch. It is already perfectly formed within us, waiting to be consciously accessed. It is the bedrock of our peace, a constant source of stability and renewal. By anchoring ourselves in this inner sanctuary, we begin to operate from a place of fundamental security, ready to face the world not from a place of depletion, but from an inexhaustible wellspring of calm and strength. Chapter 2: Confronting the Frozen Heart. While the discovery of the inner haven, that smooth, peaceful dirt cave, provides a profound sense of safety and a wellspring of inner peace, the journey of unveiling doesn't stop there. Often, what keeps us from fully inhabiting the sanctuary or from radiating its peace outward are deep blockages that have formed over time. For me, this became vividly clear through the vision of a frozen heart lock. This lock wasn't just a metaphor, it appeared as a literal physical obstruction around my inner heart space. It felt cold, restrictive, and seemingly blocked. Attached to this lock was a specific bolt, seemingly frozen solid, holding the space, holding the entire mechanism firmly in place. This vision immediately brought a deep understanding. This was the very source where most of the subtle emotional friction and guardedness I had experienced lie. It represented a fundamental core belief that I calcified over time, creating a barrier to authentic connection and true emotional flow. The profound insight that accompanied this vision was the specific nature of the belief holding the lock. It was the deeply ingrained idea that love is bought. This isn't just about financial transactions, it's the insidious belief that acceptance, affection, and belonging must always be earned, performed for, or somehow compensated for. It's the feeling that one's inherent worth isn't enough, leading to endless striving and a constant sense of conditional love. This belief, when deeply held, creates a powerful energetic drain as one is constantly attempting to pay for something that should be freely given. However, where there is a lock, there is also a key, or in this case, a tool. My vision revealed a simple yet potent instrument, a wrench. This wrench was not for brute force, but for precise intentional action. Its instructions were clear: push up, down, and then counterclockwise. This sequence wasn't just physical, it was a symbolic set of instructions for unwinding deeply rooted patterns. Initially, applying this wrench felt challenging. There was resistance, a feeling of something pushing against something very old and stubborn. It highlighted the internal struggle involved in dismantling beliefs that had become part of our energetic structure. It demonstrated that while the solution was simple, the commitment to applying it repeatedly was key. The counterclockwise motion felt particularly significant, representing the act of unwinding, releasing, and disengaging from the spiraling patterns of the past. This work taught me that healing the heart and releasing these core blockages is a deeply personal internal process. No one else can turn that wrench for you. It is a sovereign act of self liberation undertaken from the stable ground of your inner haven. By consciously engaging with this wrench, we begin to dismantle the beliefs that keep our hearts guarded and our true essence contained, making way for a genuine emotional flow and connection. Chapter 3: Tools for Energetic Sovereignty. As we deepen our connection to our inner haven and begin the vital work of unwinding our frozen heart, it becomes increasingly important to understand how to navigate the energetic landscape of the external world. Life brings us into contact with various energies, and some, unfortunately, can be particularly draining. These might manifest as subtle friction in interactions, a feeling of being pulled into someone else's emotional state, or a general sense of depletion after certain engagements. I came to recognize that these, as vampiric energies, not malicious in intent, but simply energetic dynamics that can unintentionally draw from our own life force if we are not consciously aware. To encounter these draining influences, my inner journey provided powerful, direct tools for maintaining energetic sovereignty. The first truly impactful guidance came through a striking vision involving a stern, almost regal figure, which I initially perceived as maleficent like. This figure delivered a clear, resounding command of shh. This wasn't a silencing of others in the physical world, but an internal directive. It was the command to quiet the external noise, the chatter, the demands, the low vibrational energies that attempted to invade my inner peace. It was an instruction to immediately return my focus to my own center, to silence the fuss of external expectation and perceived obligations. Following this, another crucial tool emerged, often used in tandem: the command to dismiss. While shh focuses on quieting the incoming noise, dismiss became the active choice to release any energetic hooks, attachments, or agreements that were contributing to the drain. It was about consciously choosing not to engage with the energy that didn't serve my highest good. This included dismissing fleeting thoughts of judgment, releasing the need to fix or control external situations, and consciously stepping out of cycles of emotional drama. These tools proved invaluable in real world interactions. For instance, in a conversation where I sought to create a more open and positive connection with others, I sometimes encountered profound resistance. When offering an invitation for improved communication or collective uplift, responses sometimes conveyed a clear message of "I'm fine where I'm at" or brought up past grievances. There were also instances where logical solutions to expressed difficulties were met with further excuses or even suggestions to seek connections elsewhere. In such moments, the wisdom of shh and dismiss became my immediate refuge. Instead of pushing against the resistance, arguing, or feeling personally rejected, I would consciously disengage. I learned to observe from inside my screen, metaphorically stepping back into my inner haven, witnessing the external dynamics without absorbing their energetic weight. This allowed me to avoid judgment and to simply acknowledge that others have their own paths and their own readiness or unreadiness for change. By consistently applying the shh and dismiss, I discovered that maintaining energetic sovereignty isn't about isolating oneself, but about consciously choosing where to invest one's energy. These tools are powerful guardians of your inner peace, ensuring that your connection to your haven remains strong and uncompromised, even in the face of external friction. They empower you to protect your vital life force, allowing you to operate from a place of fullness rather than depletion. Chapter 4: The Path to Pure Perception. As we establish our haven and learn to guard our energy, our inner vision naturally begins to sharpen. The journey then moves towards a profound unveiling of our perceptive abilities, allowing us to see beyond the surface and access deeper truths. For me, this pivotal shift came about by the vision of a sea rising as an eye. This wasn't merely a symbolic image, it was a living representation of pure intuitive awareness, a vast, encompassing perception that extends far beyond the limited scope of our physical senses. It signified the awakening of an all seeing inner eye, a faculty of direct knowing that could cut through any confusion and illuminate any internal darkness or flickering that had previously obscured clarity. This sea, as an eye, was closely connected to another powerful symbol that had appeared earlier in my journey: a statue. This statue, previously perceived as a frozen truth or a lost piece or even a representation of mastery, now began to take on a new dynamic meaning. It held what appeared to be an award or a globe in its hand, hidden at an encompassing insight or a completed achievement. The realization came that this statue wasn't just something to observe, it was something to embody. The transition into this state of pure perception happened with remarkable fluidity. As I focused on the unfolding insights, my point of view subtly shifted. I found myself no longer looking at the statue from the outside, but experiencing myself as being in the place of that statue, at the very center of my inner cave. It was as if I had become the embodiment of that frozen truth, that pure central awareness. In this profound state, physical sensations receded. My perception narrowed, yet expanded simultaneously. I felt no body parts or physical movement, only the active sense of my eyes, not literal eyes, but the pure faculty of observation. I couldn't look down at a physical self. There was only the pure point of awareness illuminating the entire room, much like a lamp at the heart of a cave. This reinforced the feeling of being the unmoving, all seeing center. To fully anchor this pure perception, a specific technique emerged. I instinctively began to view my inner space in a 360 counterclockwise motion. This act of untwisting became the method by which limitations on perceptions were unwound. As I made complete circles, my awareness moved steadily and quickly, encompassing the entire inner landscape without attachment or judgment. Nothing beyond this pure observational faculty seemed active, indicating a state of absolute presence and clear seeing. Through this profound embodiment of the sea as an eye, at the core of my haven, I understood that the award, or the globe, held by that statue symbolized the mastery of pure, unclouded perception. It is the inherent capacity to see truth directly, to understand the foundational nature of oneself and reality without the filters of old beliefs or external noise. This state is not just for meditation, it is the fundamental perspective from which to navigate life with clarity, intuition, and sovereign awareness. Chapter 5, Unveiling Higher Dimensional Mechanics. As our inner perception refines and we learn to operate from the clarity of our see as an I, the veil between dimensions begins to thin. We become capable of perceiving the fundamental building blocks of reality, witnessing how energy and consciousness organize themselves at levels beyond our ordinary physical sight. This profound experience manifested for me as the perception of a dynamic, higher dimensional presence that was not a being in the conventional sense, but rather a living, active principle of creation. My third eye began to perceive intricate moving pieces akin to metal cut like origami or Legos or even precise shards. However, these were not static. They were constantly in motion, building something, a perpetual process of self assembly, if you will. It was clear that what I was witnessing originated from a higher dimension, a reality where form and process are inherently unified. The most accurate physical analogy I could find was that of a metal tessellation, a perfect pattern of shapes fitting together without gaps. Yet here it was continuously moving and reconfiguring. It was as if I was seeing the living energetic skin or fabric or of a profound intelligence constantly weaving itself. Adding to the wonder, I also perceived what could only be described as its breathing. This was not typical respiration, but a dynamic energy exchange that reminded me of stacked oceans or waves, or even heat waves stacked, like those within the mitochondria. This analogy to the mitochondrial matrix, the powerhouse of our cells where fundamental energy generation occurs, was particularly insightful. It revealed that this higher dimensional presence, breathing, was its core mechanism for generating and sustaining immense vital energy. It demonstrated a perfect, effortless balance of energetic inflow and outflow, fueling its perpetual motion and creation. The greatest challenge in grasping this vision was precisely what made it so powerful. My human's brain, natural inclination to categorize and label. How do you describe something that is both liquid and solid, individual and universal, constantly transforming yet always holding its form, and inherently intelligent without being a person? It forced me to move beyond 3D conceptualization and to seek understanding on its own level. I learned to focus on its essence and function, its ceaseless creativity, its perfect order, its fluid adaptability, and its profound energetic self sustenance. This living metal tessellation is a dynamic blueprint showing us how energy and consciousness truly operate in higher dimensions. It demonstrates that existence is not static but a continuous process of intelligence, fluid manifestations, and powered by an inherent and perfectly balanced energetic rhythm. By witnessing this, I began to understand the underlying mechanics of creation, gaining insight into how profound energetic mastery and indeed my own vibrant being could endlessly generate, adapt, and manifest with such elegant precision. Chapter 6, Grand Manifestation in Action. With our inner haven fortified, our hearts unwound, and our perception attuned to higher dimensions, our capacity for conscious creation expands. At its highest expression, manifestation isn't merely about attracting small desires. It's about drawing profound realities from the non physical into tangible form. This grand scale of manifestation became strikingly clear through a powerful vision that of a flower blooming out of concrete. This image was immediately just gold. The flower represents pure, vibrant life, beauty, growth, and the blossoming of something new and organic. The concrete, in stark contrast, symbolized the immense density, rigidity, and seemingly impenetrable obstacles of the physical world. For a flower to emerge from such a harsh, unyielding surface spoke volumes about resistance and resilience and impossible breakthrough. It was a vivid testament of how life finds a way even where it seems impossible. But this vision held an even deeper, intensely personal significance. It resonated with what I knew to be my biggest manifestation, a creation so significant that it felt akin to conjuring someone or something that existed but not in this physical world yet. This wasn't about wishing for a new car, it was about drawing a profound blueprint, an energetic reality from a higher plane, and anchoring it firmly into our dense physical dimension. The flower in the concrete was the perfect metaphor for this act, a vibrant truth from above, breaking through the established limitations of the below. The vision continued to unfold, revealing the dynamic process of such a grand conjuring. The concrete was then disrupted from beneath, and the flower pushed back. This crucial detail illuminated the inevitable friction that powerful manifestations create. The disruption from beneath symbolized the immense inherent force of my own activated core, my smooth dirt cave, empowered by the principles of the higher dimensional breathing tessellation. It was my deep foundational energy actively breaking apart and making space for this grand manifestation to emerge. However, the flower pushing back represented the resistance of the established physical reality or collective consciousness. Such a significant shift inevitably creates a counter pressure as the old paradigm pushes against the incoming new. It's the universe adjusting to an undeniable new reality being birthed. The most astounding confirmation of the vision's connection to my path arrived in a remarkable synchronicity. I had been contemplating the metal tessellation of the higher dimensional being and how a physical structure might visually represent it. My intuition pointed to a specific building, the Mercedes Benz Stadium. Its exterior, composed of intricate interlocking geometric panels of metal, was a perfect visual echo of the tessellation. Then, in an area view, its retractable roof opened like a segmented petals of a flower, and a dynamic bloom emerging from the dense concrete of the stadium structure. The truly shocking confirmation came when it was revealed that a massive energy generating event was scheduled to take place at that very stadium the following month. As if to emphasize the point, a sense of immense buzzing, anticipation, and collective energy around such a grand spectacle appeared prominently in my awareness. This was an undeniable sign. A powerful, vibrant force was literally going to embody and activate the concrete structure in a grand display of energetic power, echoing my own manifestation. This collective energy spoke to the momentum gathering around such a powerful act of bringing something magnificent into physical form. This entire sequence was a profound validation. It showed me that the manifestation that I was drawing forth was not only real, but actively breaking through the barriers of physical reality. It affirmed that my connection to higher dimensional mechanics, combined with my own sovereign power, allowed me to conjure and activate realities on a scale that truly transforms the physical landscape. even when met with the initial pushback of established norms. Chapter 7: Navigating Real World Friction. The journey to unveiling our inner haven and unlocking our manifestational power, it's so transformative. Yet, it doesn't mean the external world magically aligns without effort. In fact, as our own vibrations rise, we often encounter a type of friction from established patterns and those who may be deeply entrenched in their own current energetic states. This is a crucial phase where the rubber meets the road and our newly acquired tools for energetic sovereignty are truly put to the test. I experienced this firsthand in attempts to shift the collective energy within my immediate circle. Driven by a desire to move beyond low vibrational patterns and foster genuine connection, I took the initiative to propose ideas for interaction, a simple suggestion for a joyful gathering to reconnect and create moments of shared bliss. My intention was clear: to invite a collective shift for stagnation to uplift. However, the responses reveal the very essence of this friction. When extending an invitation to an individual to collaborate on fostering a more positive connection, one might encounter a clear boundary, such as a firm declaration of contentment with the status quo, indicating a distinct unwillingness to engage in mutual growth. Others might immediately draw upon past narratives or unresolved issues, attempting to pull the conversation backward into old, unhelpful patterns rather than embracing the opportunity for forward expansion. Even when gently guided back to the present and future possibilities, one might experience a dismissive silence or a reiteration of their fixed position. In other instances, I observed similar patterns of energetic resistance to positive initiatives. When suggesting an inclusive gathering aimed at fostering deeper connection, one might encounter resistance rooted in concerns about external circumstance or the perceived limitation of others. Even a gentle suggestion that life's flow continues and that one is not obligated to remain in a low vibrational state indefinitely might be met with an unwavering adherence to their own current stance. Others might present excuses related to personal limitations, and even when thoughtful alternatives are offered that account for their situation and ensure their inclusion, the disagreement might persist. Some may even deflect the idea entirely, suggesting that one seeks similar experiences in the broader community rather than within the intended immediate circle. Despite clearly expressing that the initiative was specifically for fostering reconnection within that particular group, a persistent unwillingness to engage openly could remain. In these moments, the wisdom of shh and dismiss became my immediate, invaluable refuge. Instead of feeling frustrated, pushing harder, or attempting to convince, I consciously went into shh, shush mode. This meant quieting my own inner desire for a specific outcome, silencing the urge to argue or persuade, and dismissing the need for external validation or agreement. I learned to simply observe from inside my screen, a metaphor for retreating to the clarity and peace of my inner haven, witnessing the external situation without allowing its discordant energy to penetrate or disturb my own core. This practice taught me that while we can extend invitation for growth and connection, we cannot force others to untwist their own internal locks or raise their vibration if they are not ready or willing. The friction is not a personal failure, but simply the natural energetic resistance of existing patterns. By applying these tools, I learned to protect my energetic sovereignty, honor the choices of others without judgment, and maintain my own high vibrational state. It allowed me to move forward understanding that true power lies not in controlling external outcomes, but in consciously and consistently choosing where to place my focus and preserve my integrity of my own precious life force. Chapter 8, Your Path to Your Sovereign Haven, a Practical Guide. Throughout what we've talked about, you've journeyed through a landscape of inner discovery, witnessing the unveiling of a profound truth. Your power and sovereignty reside within. Now it's time to translate these visions and experiences that you have into your own practical path. This chapter offers a guide to help you discover, protect, and operate from your own sovereign haven. So, 1. Reconnecting with your inner haven. Find your shed. Take a moment to close your eyes and breathe deeply. Imagine a simple, unassuming structure, perhaps a shed, a small cabin, or even a humble door. This is your personal gateway. Don't judge it, simply allow it to appear. This is your invitation to turn inward. Step into your smooth dirt cave. Once you've envisioned your gateway, allow yourself to pass through. What do you see? Sense. What do you feel? Or imagine yourself in a perfectly smooth, unblemished dirt cave. Notice the even floor, the comforting coolness, the sense of absolute safety. This is your pure core, untouched by external chaos. Claim your rest spot within this cave or within your gateway. Notice a natural place for rest, a carved bench or a comfortable bed. Allow yourself to lie down or sit there. Feel the deep sense of peace, restoration, and unconditional comfort. This is your sanctuary for a true energetic replenishment. Practice. Make it a daily practice to visit your haven, even for just a few moments. The more you consciously access it, the more stable and accessible it becomes. Address your frozen heart and limiting beliefs. When doing so, you are identifying your lock. In order to do that, you need to reflect on the areas in your life where you feel emotionally guarded, where connections feel difficult, or where you constantly strive for validation. Do you sense an energetic lock around your heart or a bolt of resistance? Let's uncover that core belief. What underlying belief might be holding that lock in place? Is there a subtle or overt feeling that love, acceptance, or worth must be bought or earned? Allow this belief to surface without judgment. And then we're going to apply the wrench. Once you've identified a limiting belief, consciously engage your inner wrench. With intention, visualize or feel yourself pushing up against the belief that's challenging its validity. Then you're going to push down. That's grounding yourself in your inherent worth. Next, you're going to turn counterclockwise. That's unwinding and releasing the energy of the belief. Practice. This is a continuous process. Whenever you feel resistance or a familiar emotional pattern arise, remember your inner wrench and apply its action. Step 3. Mastering energetic sovereignty. Recognize vampiric energies. Become aware of interactions or situations that drain your energy, create friction, or pull you off balance. Notice when external noise attempts to invade your inner peace. Activate your shush. In moments of energetic overwhelm or external pressure, instantly activate your internal shh command. This is an immediate refocusing inward, a quieting of the external clamor. Consciously dismiss, follow the shush with dismiss. This is the active choice to release energetic hooks, expectations, or the need to engage with energy that doesn't serve you. It applies to the draining thoughts, external demands, and even internal resistance to your own peace. Practice. Make these commands your instant response to energetic discomfort. They are your guardians, helping you observe from inside your screen and maintain your internal integrity. 4. Cultivating pure perception. The C as an I. Shift your viewpoint. Practice consciously shifting your awareness from being in your body to being a pure point of observation at the center of your haven. Feel like an all seeing eye with your inner space. The 360-degree scan from this central point of pure perception gently move your awareness in a slow, continuous, counterclockwise 360-degree scan of your landscape. Let nothing stick, just observe. This unwinds, filters, and sharpens your intuitive clarity. Practice integrating this into meditation or moments of quiet reflection. The more you practice, the more accessible, pure, unfiltered your insight becomes. 5. Understanding higher dimensional creation. Reflect on your manifestations. Consider a major desire or aspiration in your life. Can you sense its blueprint existence on a higher non physical plane, waiting to be drawn into form? Visualize the metal tessellation in your creation. Imagine your desire as a continuously building and tessellating structure. How does it fluidly take shape? Connect to your inner mitochondrial matrix. Affirm that your own core energy, your haven, is the source, the matrix that generates the vital force to fuel your manifestations, drawing them from the unseen into the seen. 6. Navigating real world resistance. Anticipate friction. Understand that as your energy rises and you initiate positive shifts, you may encounter resistance from those comfortable in older patterns. This is normal. It's not a personal attack. Apply your tools. When faced with fixed positions, excuses, or deflections, immediately engage the shh and dismiss. Do not engage in arguments or attempt to convince. Maintain your haven's integrity. Your goal is to keep your own inner peace and energetic state clear regardless of external reactions. Observe, detach, and preserve your vital force. Practice. See challenging interactions as opportunities to strengthen your energetic sovereignty and refine your ability to navigate the currents of collective energy without being pulled under. By consistently applying these principles and tools, you will not only continue to unveil the incredible power within you, but also become a beacon of clarity and sovereign energy for others. Your journey is a testament to the profound potential that lies within each of us, waiting to be discovered and fully expressed. Conclusion. Living from your sovereign haven. You have now journeyed through a profound process of unveiling, a deeply personal yet universally resonant exploration of inner landscapes, powerful tools, and the very fabric of creation. From the initial feeling of being caught in energetic quicksand to the discovery of your own peaceful haven, from confronting a frozen heart to wielding tools of energetic sovereignty, and from glimpsing higher dimensional mechanics to manifesting on a grand scale, your path has revealed extraordinary truths about your innate power. The essence of this journey lies in the profound understanding that your sovereign haven is not a distant mythical place, but a living, accessible reality within you. It is your pure, unblemished core, a sanctuary of peace, clarity, and boundless energy ready to be accessed at any moment. By consciously connecting with this inner space, you transform your foundation from one of external friction into one of unshakable stability. You've witnessed how limiting beliefs, like the love is bought programming, can create energetic blockages, and you've been equipped with the wrench to loving and persistently unwind them. You've learned to actively protect your vital life force with the powerful commands of shh and dismiss, ensuring that external noise and draining energies no longer dictate your inner state. Moreover, you've expanded your perception, activating your see as an eye to see truth beyond the veil of illusion, enabling you to understand the fluid dynamic and perfectly ordered mechanics of higher dimensional creation. This insight empowers you to manifest your deepest desires, even those that seem as impossible as a flower blooming out of concrete, knowing that you are drawing directly from the fundamental blueprints of existence itself. The friction you encounter in the world, the resistance to your rising vibration, is simply an indication of your powerful light meeting existing densities. Your journey has shown you how to navigate these challenges, not by fighting, but by maintaining your energetic sovereignty, returning always to your haven, and choosing what truly aligns with your highest self. This book is more than a story, it is an invitation and a confirmation. It invites you to embark or deepen your own journey or unveiling. It confirms that the power to transform your life, to manifest your grandest visions, and to live in profound peace resides within you. Continue to visit your haven. Continue to turn your wrench. Continue to breathe from your inner matrix of pure energy. Your path to live and your path to living from your sovereign haven is a continuous unfolding, a journey of perpetual growth, discovery, and empowered creation. Embrace it fully, for in unveiling your own truth, you illuminate the path for others, contributing to the collective blossoming of consciousness. The sanctuary is within, your power is infinite, and your journey has just begun.